Okay, we've got a big week astrologically, and there is far too much happening to squeeze every single aspect into one video, because we've got trines, we've got squares, and plenty of planetary conversation happening in the background. But there are a few really important shifts that I want you to know about this week. So get settled, because firstly, although the Lionsgate portal peaked yesterday, the energy doesn't suddenly disappear overnight. We're still working with it as it begins to drift away towards the 12th. So all of those themes around expansion and courage, abundance, and stepping into something really big can still sit very much part of this week. Then on the 9th, we've got Mercury moving into Leo, so that's today. And our communication with this gets a little bit bolder, a little bit testy, because Mercury rules the way we think, the way we speak and process information. So be careful what you say to your loved ones this week, and your boss. Be careful. And then Leo, on the other hand, is wanting expression. You might actually feel like you want to share that idea now with your boss or your friends, or have more confidence and stop second guessing yourself quite so much. And then on the 11th, Mars is moving into Cancer, and this changes that energy again, because Mars is our drive, it's our action, it's our motivation, while Cancer is emotional and deeply connected to home. You might notice yourself becoming more protective of your energy, your home, the people you love. Just watch out for the emotional reactions though, because Mars in Cancer sometimes asks you to act from a feeling before you've had time to understand where that feeling actually came from. And then we reach one of the biggest moments of the week, which is the new moon solar eclipse in Leo, which is the 12th. And with that eclipse energy carrying strongly into the 13th, I just want to highlight to you, eclipses can actually be huge turning points. They can be revelations, and you could have unexpected movements. And with this one happening in Leo, those themes around that confidence and creativity and allowing yourself to be seen could actually become particularly important. So if you've got a meeting or an interview, that could be an interesting day for you. But do you know what? How might all this work for you this week? I've grouped you into your elements, so fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's a lot here for you. You've got Mercury entering Leo, you've got the solar eclipse bringing confidence and a real urge to move forward. But you don't have to act or speak on every spark. Let this week actually have some staying power. Let it be your moment to exist and think about what it is you want before rushing into something. You guys can be very spontaneous, so take a step back and just allow yourself just to think for a second about what you truly desire. Earth signs, we've got Taurus, we've got Virgo, we've got Capricorn, and you loves are going to find yourself that this week is going to nudge you outside your comfort zone. Particularly Taurus, because the Leo eclipse is going to ask you to shift yourself. Rather than digging your heels in, get your words out, Claire. Rather than digging your heels in, it's going to ask you to take a step forward and show the world who you truly are. All of you, it's asking you to be a little bit more flexible. I feel like you've been quite stubborn of late, but you don't have to change everything. Sometimes one small adjustment, one small opening can be exactly what you've been waiting for. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Mercury's moving into Leo, and that can really get your mind going this week. These conversations and ideas and connections could become very important, but particularly for Aquarius, as eclipse may also highlight the balance between what you need and what you give to other people. Speak, listen, and do not be afraid to change your mind when new information arrives. Listen out for it. And then water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. With Mars entering Cancer, you might feel a stronger urge to protect what matters to you, or finally act on something you've been carrying emotionally. Just remember though, not every feeling requires an immediate response for yourself. Give yourself time to understand, give yourself space to decide what is actually happening before making a move on what happens next. Not everything will be as it seems this week. And surprise, surprise, my crystal for this week is carnelian. We are still deep in Leo season, my loves. We have got that fiery Leo eclipse, Mercury entering Leo, and carnelian is wonderful for confidence and courage and creativity, getting right into your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. But it also reminds us that confidence doesn't always mean charging ahead. Sometimes that confidence is simply trusting yourself. Trusting yourself enough to know when to act and when to wait. So there's a lot of movement in the sky this week, so don't feel the need to keep up with every transit or make something happen because astrology says you should. Just go with the flow. Take what resonates, watch what unfolds, and actually use the energy in a way that feels right for you and good for you. And remember, we are still very much in Leo season. So perhaps this week, give yourself permission to just take up a little bit more space and become who you want to be without apology.